Stop giving your cactus little sips of water. They do not want a drizzle like that. They want a monsoon, and it's called the soak dry method, and I'll show you how it works. You have to let the soil dry out completely, and not just the top inch, but the entire pot all the way to the bottom before you give it any water. Now, depending on your conditions, more specifically the amount of light that it gets, that will determine the frequency of watering. Most times in the summer, for me, I will water maybe once every 2 weeks. Now, this changes if you take your plants outside for the summer, but in the winter months, indoors, I'll probably water them maybe once a month. Now, there's basically two types of soil, the cactus and succulent soil mixture, or this gritty stuff. Now, with the gritty mixture, it can be a little difficult to tell if it's dry or not, simply by using the wood stick method, but with this, you can just place it all the way to the bottom. If there is any moisture in the soil, it will stick to the wood. So when you pull it out, you can see there is no soil on it, and it is completely dry. So you want to soak the entire pot until it comes out the bottom of the drain hole, and I'll probably do that a couple more times just so I know all the soil is completely saturated with water. Now, after doing this a couple times, I'm simply going to let it drain out completely, and then I'll place it back in its spot underneath the grow light. Now, this one right here is probably my most dangerous one. I've been poked by this one quite a bit, but when you're watering a cactus, you have to think of it what it's like in its natural habitat. Now, desert regions don't typically get frequent rainstorms, but when they do, it absolutely pours, and that's the same thing with when you care for them in your home. You don't water them often. When you do water them, you give them a lot of water, just like they would in their natural habitat. So let that drain through like that. I did get a little bit of water on top. You obviously want to make sure that you avoid getting or having any water sit on the top of the plant. Otherwise, you can get some rot, but just make sure that you have good airflow in your home. And that could simply be opening a window or a door or having an oscillating fan. My rule is high volume, so lots of water, but low frequency. If you water your plant once a week, it's probably going to get rot. If you water it once every few weeks or maybe once a month, then your plant's going to thank you. So along with the absolutely drenching of the plant, you just want to make sure that it gets sufficient light. These are highlight plants or full sun, so if you can give them lots of water and highlight, then you'll have no problems with your plant. So thanks for watching.